that movie. Hopefully you can fucking hear what I'm saying. We'll see. Um. Hello. Check, check. Oh, praise the Lord. The man can't hold us down. The man can't hold us down. What up, Squadron? No sound? Hold on. Man can't hold us down. Man can't hold us down. What up, Squadron? No sound? Are we good? No, I cranked her up. We're good, you guys. The gain is at like 75%. It might even be too loud now. What the hell? It sounds good on my phone when I listen to myself. Are we good? No, I cranked her up. Oh. We're good, you guys. You guys. Is at like 75%. You hear I'm talking right now? What you guys are watching is like 15-second delay of what I'm actually saying. How spooky is that? Oh my goodness. Hot goodness. Tonight's video is brought to you by the Gourd Tree Pumpkin Cider. Come to the Gourd Tree for all your holiday delights. This video is not sponsored. Someone fucking sponsor Man of Letters so we can start making some serious moves. Daddy needs a new laptop. We gotta get these lives functioning a little better than they have been in the past, goddammit. Anywho. Thank you guys for your patience. Holy shit. I feel like every live I run is something new that I gotta dial in. I feel like it shouldn't be this difficult, but whatever. You can't keep the man down. I'm talking about the Gospel of Thomas tonight. That being said, I've read the Gospel of Thomas a couple of times. Gregg Bradden is who we will be pulling information from, who is also the man when it comes to this shit. Not sure why this information didn't click as heavily as it did today in the past, because I came across this stuff a couple years ago, but for some reason, I decided to go with Gregorian chants this time. I feel like we're reading from the Gospel of anyone. It's got to be read by some sort of medieval background music. So thanks for being here. If you guys are in the live after it's alive, what up? I hope you're enjoying yourselves. If you guys are here now, I guess same thing. What up? Cool. Smash that like button. Let's get as many people in the room as we can. And talk some goodness, talk some greatness, talk some badness, talk some darkness. We'll just be doing the thing in here. First, let's see. AC33, Cindy, that's what I said. John Milks, Destiny. What's up, everybody? Does waves have to travel to space and back? Yes, they do. Pumpkin spice, yeah. When it's holiday times, catch me drinking holiday shits. Come Christmas, catch me drinking Christmas brewkowskis. Luis Gonzalez nailed it on the head. If any of you guys watch Gregg Bradden, so Luis Gonzalez has seen it. Maybe you all have seen it. Hopefully you all have seen it. John Smith has seen it. Maybe I'm just late to the party, but I feel like it should be talked about because maybe everyone hasn't. Maybe everyone hasn't seen it. Or maybe they have, but they haven't let it register yet. Check this out. So this isn't a rhetorical question. Give me an answer in the little group chat room thing we got going. How often do you guys hear the hype of emotions? Emotions are praised and the mind is sort of frowned upon. Like, get out of your mind into your heart or into your body. I've said that. Get out of your mind. The mind will lie to you. Your thoughts will lie to you. It's all about the heart. It's all about the feelings. It's all about the emotion. The mind will play tricks on you. The mind is this. The ego is that, which is the mind that's bad. Yeah, bad. Demonize one side, the mind, and go all emotions. How many guys... And answer honestly, it could just be me. I don't know. It could just be me who comes across this. I could be in this sort of, what do you call it? Echo chamber where I'm just getting bombarded with anti-mind, pro-emotions, pro-heart. This is what Gregg Bradden was hammering on, you guys. Hammering in this thing. John will, I'm sure at some point, send us a link to this. The entire video. Looks like it smells good where you are. It smells amazing. I just distilled a bunch of white sage oil, and I've been dropping it all over my bed every day. Just 3 drops of white sage oil on my bed sheets, and then just others randomly. And every time I walk into my room, it's like a fucking white sage forest, and it makes me feel so happy. Anywho. Yesenia Reyes, I'm sorry, when I comment on your guys' comments, when I respond to your comments, it's going to be like a minute after you posted it, because it takes you 15 seconds to hear what I'm saying, and then it takes me time to see it. Anywho, drop the fucking new age stuff, you guys. Oh my god. Drop, stop, drop, and roll. Drop that shit. I wish I had something to throw right now to demonstrate a physical angst for new age shit, but I have nothing that I can throw that won't break. I'll throw this. Here's some twine for the candles. Fucking drop the new age shit. Everyone in this room, I assume you guys, if you guys have been following me for a while, we're kind of our own little echo chamber. We got it figured out. But for anyone who's watching this and kind of like sees the title Manifestation and you're like, oh my god, I want to manifest more things. It's all love and light. Yeah. Then this is for you. Let me fix my suspenders. Kings and pharaohs. Your emotions are half the battle. First of all, actually, John, this is where John comes in. Hit me with one of the verses in the comment section so I can read it for everybody. The computer's on the floor, and I feel like if I even look at it, that it's going to shit itself, and I'm going to have to start the live all over again. So if you could give me a relevant, just give me one of the passages or 2 of them, so we can dive into this. JHD, please drink while you listen. I'm fucking having some cider right now. Hard cider. Pumpkin cider. Not very strong. It's only 5%. But what the fuck? Everyone, take your shoes off. Stay a while. What the hell? Make yourself comfy. Welcome home, Mikasa. Es su casa. Huh. Instead of comments, it says reactions. Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that. Reaction. What's up between the veil? Okay. While we're waiting for John to hit us with one of those passages, I will... Let me see if I can... Or hit me with a link to the Discord, John. That way I can open it up on my phone, because I just downloaded it. Pero, like... Don't know how to get in there anymore. We'll do a basis. So before we get into it, we'll take the Hermetic approach and we'll see what the difference is between the emotions and the mind. So this isn't part of Gregg Braden. This is OG Man of Letters, aka the Kabbalion information coming at you. The mind is the masculine aspect. More or less is the masculine aspect. Some poetic license in there. The emotions are the feminine aspect. The mind is concentrating. It's precise. It's one thing at a time. Whereas the emotion, the subconscious, is sort of this field of energy that comes and goes. It is and it isn't at the same time. It's all inclusive. It's vast. It's raw, powerful energy. However, it's not refined. So here's the thing. The mind and the emotions. New Age tells you to demonize the mind, that the mind plays tricks on you. But it amps up the emotions. All emotions. Feel your emotions. Always feel them. Always express them. Always emotions. They're good. They're powerful. Let them out. Right? That's true, but it's one-sided. Here's what happens. And here is the perfect analogy. If you have an elephant and you have a rider on top of that elephant, the elephant is like the emotions. Powerful. Absolutely powerful. It will rip up anything in its path. It's the king of the jungle. There's a tree in front of the elephant. The elephant comes by. There's no longer a tree in front of the elephant. The elephant has ripped the tree out of the ground. That's the emotions. The rider, however, controls the elephant. If you're all emotion, and that's all you ever feel, that's all you ever focus on, and you demonize the mind, which is the rider, your emotions will sometimes create wonderful things for you. Like imagine the story of the woman whose child gets trapped under a car and she freaks the fuck out, and in the state of freaking the fuck out uses her emotions, which is the most powerful form of energy we have access to, and lifts the car up off the children. Boom, saved. Right? So in some cases the emotion will help you. You will use the elephant to rip the trees out of the ground. But sometimes the elephant loses its shit and goes on a stampede, kills everything in its way. This is kind of like someone who can't control their anger. So they'll say, I'm just a passionate person, or this is just how I am. I want things the way I want them. Whatever the excuse is, their anger will control them, and their anger will destroy their lives if they don't keep it in check. So, two examples of two very powerful emotions. One time it will create for you, and one time it will destroy for you. Now, we have to integrate the mind. Integrating the rider with the elephant. When we integrate two parts together, we have a whole. We have a blending of the masculine and feminine. Right? Without the masculine, the feminine lacks willpower, lacks boundaries, it lacks determination, and without things of that nature. And without the feminine, the masculine lacks raw energy. It lacks creativity. It lacks the ability to see the whole picture. It lacks the ability to integrate a number of things into a single whole. But we need both things to come together. We need both the masculine and the feminine. We need both the mind and the emotions. Which is that you could stop the video right there. Go watch yourself some Netflix, and you will know everything you need to know from this entire video. Or you can kick it and hang out with the squad. But I don't know why. You can say, well, it's the New Age jargon to demonize the mind and to amp up the emotion. I understand that, I hear that, and I feel that, and I agree with that, but I haven't figured out why. Where, somewhere along the line, did the intellect and the mind get shit on, and the emotions and the intuition get raised to such high aspects, such high standards, such high praise? Not that they shouldn't receive high praise, but they both should receive high praise, because again, they work in tandem with each other. They're two parts to the same thing. They are opposite sides of the same coin. It is the polarity manifested in gender, which is what we're talking about. Gender is the seventh principle of the Hermetic philosophy, which says that everything that manifests within it two different qualities of energy, a masculine energy and a feminine energy. So going back and looking at the title of this video and saying, what were the two secret things left out for manifestation? Well, actually it should be the one thing left out, because the other thing was mentioned, the feminine, the emotion, the raw power, the raw energy. Demonized the other half was, for God knows what reason. Maybe you guys have answered me in the comment section, I don't know. Let's see if we've gotten a comment from John Smith. What if you don't drink? Drink some water, maybe a glass of tea. Sorry, I'm late on the comment. If you burn the oregano, roll yourself up some oregano, pack a bowl of the old oregano, eat a brownie of the old oregano spice, or just have some water. I don't know. Greetings, Vicky. Movement and repose. Movement. Before this video, I had John Smith look up a bunch of verses that were relevant. I'm thinking that some of them, I was stretching with some of them, but they're still relevant. Like verse 77, Jesus said, "It is I who am the light which is above them all. It is I who am the all. From me did the all come forth, and unto me did the all extend." But Jesus also says that the kingdom of God is found within. Later on in the Gospel of Thomas, I forgot which verse it is, the disciple asks Jesus, he says, "Jesus, will we have to wait for the coming of the kingdom of heaven?" And I'm paraphrasing, maybe John Smith can find it, but Jesus responds with, "The kingdom of heaven is not something that you wait for. The kingdom of heaven is strewn about the world in front of you. People just don't have the eyes to see it," which is why the Kabbalion and Jesus in the New Age Testament says over and over again, "For he who has ears to hear, he will hear. For those with eyes to see, they will see." And this is exactly what he's saying. I want to say he's speaking in code, but it's not really fucking code, it's verbatim. He says, the kingdom of God is not something that you can wait for. It's already here. The kingdom of God is within you. It's by combining both aspects of yourself. It's by seeing the world for what it is. It's by going within to determine things and not without. It's being the cause instead of the effect. Because most people right now are the effect. Right? It is. So you can say, well, Keith, it is true that things have happened to me, and that because things have happened to me, I was forced to make certain decisions. And my response to that is yes. And then you could say, well, if that's the case, if something happened, therefore I had to act a certain way because of that thing. We talked about this on the other live. How is it that the origin is the self? And so here's the example. I'll use it from the other live. Homegirl Heather, she might not be in here, but she said, women are forced to be emotional. She was joking though. She's homeless. She was joking, but she said women are forced to project because men are emotionally lazy, which to a certain degree, I guess is true. But she said, because men are a certain way, women have to do this. Women have to project things onto men because men can't do it themselves. Like I said, that could be true. I'm not arguing whether or not that's true or not. What I'm saying is, and what Jesus is saying is, in the Gospel of Thomas, is origin comes from within. So to say, in this example, to say that I act a certain way because of men is to say I am the effect instead of the cause. The cause is men acting a certain way. The effect is me responding with a certain way. Does that make sense? By saying you are the effect instead of the cause is to say that you don't have power over the own goings on in your world. That is the most, not the most, but one of the most profound things you will ever be able to wrap your head around. Because they're both true, right? And you know how I always say every truth is a half truth? Every truth is a half truth. Other than source, other than the all, that is truth with a capital T. All other truths are half truths. And so you have to look at each situation at the microcosm. That's where you will find objective truth with a lowercase t. Is at the macrocosm scale. So the macrocosm being a certain situation. So we can break this down practically so we can use it practically to make your life better. Go back to the example. Men act a certain way, so women respond to that. That's women being the effect, men being the cause. Whereas a woman could say, I will act as I desire to act, regardless of what man does. So man can be emotionally inadept, but that doesn't mean I have to respond to that. That doesn't mean I have to project onto him. I will stay in my boundary. I will stay within myself, and I will act according to my own volition, regardless of what man does. Woman has changed from the effect to the cause, and that works in every situation. Again, it's not about good or bad. So another thing Jesus says in the Gospel of Thomas is, when you ask for something, you have to ask in two ways. One way is you can't have judgment on what you're asking. And the second way is be surrounded by the thing that you're asking for. Again, this is just simple. Those were the two things, by the way. Hey, made a circle back to the title of the video. Those are the two things. Ask and you shall receive, yes, but they don't tell you how to ask. I'm telling you how to ask. You have to speak the language of the matrix. And the language of the matrix is frequency. It's not words. It's not the shit that's coming out of my mouth. It's the electromagnetic field that's radiating off my entire core, originating in the heart, but also in the brain. Both the brain and the heart produce their own scientifically testable electromagnetic fields. Both the brain and the heart. Again, the heart is bigger. The emotions are, because the emotions are more powerful, but the brain directs those emotions. It doesn't matter how many fucking nukes you have. If you can't concentrate that energy somewhere and make it useful, it's just going to blow up the entire planet, right? So that's the whole point of integrating the male and the female, the emotions and the mind. And when it comes to, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? We were talking about the mind, emotions, asking the two things. Oh, not having judgment. When I used the example of woman responding to man, it's not good or bad that a woman is a cause or the effect. It's not good or bad that the man is the cause or the effect. When you start judging something as good or bad, you sort of I don't know. This is actually the tricky part. I don't know why you can't judge something as good or bad. I believe that you shouldn't judge something as good or bad because to me it's not useful. Like if I'm having a conversation with that woman and I'm telling her, be the cause, not the effect. You can get caught up in the emotions where it's like, well, the other person does this and the other person does that, and the emotions run wild, right? So maybe that's why. Maybe if you put too much into good and bad, you put too much into the emotional side of it and not as much into the creative, but not as much into the definitive side. So the definitive side is, for example, I want to be the cause. Leave it at that. Forget the why, forget the how is this going to happen, why is it going to happen, how do I manifest this, fuck all that. Just stick with the desire, and the desire is I would like to be the cause, not the effect. There's nothing wrong with the effect. Sometimes I want to be the effect. Sometimes I don't want to do shit and I want to be passive and let things happen to me. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to make the decision. We have to make the conscious decision what we want to be. Do you want to be the effect? Do you want to be the cause? And again, we break that down into the microcosm. What's the situation that you're in? Is it good? Or is it not that it's good, but is it necessary? Is it pushing you in a direction? Because again, the other part, remember the first part was don't have judgment. That's how you ask. So I can kind of wind this in. The two missing things that they leave out with manifestation is when you ask, it's not as simple as asking and receiving. First of all, you have to ask without judging. Second of all, you have to be surrounded by the thing that you wish to have. And this is sort of where gratitude comes in. Say, I want money. Well, be thankful for money in every situation that you get. You find a penny, be thankful for it. You make a sale, be thankful for it. You meet a new client, be thankful for it. You see someone else driving a Tesla, you be thankful that someone is fortunate enough to be driving a Tesla. You see someone in a mansion, you be thankful. Oh my God, how wonderful it is that that person is able to afford a mansion. Fuck yes. You see him, wave at him. Hey man, I live in an apartment and I don't even have my own yard. It sucks. Because you live in a mansion and I want to be there, and that's fucking amazing. Good shit, man. And mean it. Like, mean it. Like, when I see people that are killing it, I look at them and I don't envy them. I'm grateful that someone is able to live a life that I would like to live. Right? If I see someone with a big ass nursery and they're growing wonderful trees, I'm not like, oh, I wish my nursery was that big. I'm like, no, fuck, like, yes, man, you're killing it. I'm so happy that someone is like, live vicariously through the people that you aspire to be like, so that you can be surrounded by the energy of the thing that you are asking for, because that's how Jesus says in the Gospel of Thomas. That's how he says you ask God. It's not in the words that you say. It's how you surround yourself. It's the thoughts. It's the words. It's the actions. It's literally the people you surround yourself with. Of course, it's not that easy, obviously. Otherwise, I would be living in that mansion right now. I would be driving that Tesla. I would have a nursery and be reforesting barren parts of the planet in the name of man of letters, right? So I understand that. Like, I understand that it's not the easiest thing to do. But I will fucking tell you this. The moment I decided to live this way, shit started changing. My conversation started changing. The amount of synchronicities and serendipitous events multiplied like crazy, to a point where some crazy ass shit happens and I'm not even surprised. I'm not even excited anymore. I'm stoked, but I'm not shocked. That's what I meant to say. I'm not shocked, surprised when synchronistic things happen, because it's like, of course they're happening. Why wouldn't they? That's the type of life I live, where shit like this just happens, because I surround myself with the things that I want, with the gratitude that I want. I ask for things without judgment. I say, at least I try, all right? I aspire to these things. Things happen all the time where I'm like, fuck that son of a bitch. Fuck that son of a bitch. Fuck that guy. Fuck that dude. Fuck the horse that dude rode in on. I don't even know the horse, but fuck the horse too. He just tipped the waiter. Fuck the waiter for accepting that dude's tip. Like, I get it, right? The emotions can get carried away. Like self-elevation and I were talking. We both get carried away with the fire. The fire element. It just wants to engulf and just fucking... Oh, it's powerful, you know, but it's not refined. It's hard to contain fire. It's the nature of fire. It's really hard to contain it. Powerful, but hard to contain. And of course, if you study Hermetics, that's the whole goal of mastering the human body, is to master the elements within the body. Master your fire, master your water, master your wind, master your earth. They all have their own qualities. And they all represent themselves in the mind and the body and the spirit. So, yeah, I know I jumped all over the place. How you guys can keep up with me, I have no idea. I can hardly keep up with myself. If I can... let's see if I can catch up with you guys. John Smith, everyone thank John Smith, by the way, for helping out the live and helping everything out. What's up, Russell Martin? Nice to see you. Ooh, JHDZ. I got into an argument a while ago. I was trying to manifest respect and boundaries, but I got more bickering and more problems. I don't know when that was... Oh my god, I've been talking for 20 minutes since you left that comment? Holy shit. I wish I had super chat so I could, like, the really important ones that were important for you guys to pitch in for the super chat were at the top. I don't monetize my channel because I don't want the ads on my channel because it just fucks up the whole flow. But I gotta figure out another way to get around that. Anywho, there's something really, really important. Really important. I'm gonna write this down. Or maybe John Smith, want to help me out here? JHD left a comment like 20 minutes ago that said, I saw an elephant get... Oh, no, wasn't that one. He said, I got into an argument a while ago. I was trying to manifest respect and boundaries, but I got more bickering and more problems. That's fucking beautiful. I love that. We'll talk about that in a second, but let me see. Make sure I didn't miss anything juicy in the comments. Between the veil, good point. Nayahana, definitely. We are talking about real oregano. Everyone tell Nayahana Yates that we are talking about real oregano. Dominique, not too late. Dominique, how many times do we have to go over this? And anyone else who is in the group listening. A wizard is never late. Nor is he early. A wizard arrives precisely when he intends to. It's a quote by Gandalf, by the way, in case you're wondering. Elizabeth is in here. Oh, what up, Elizabeth? I just saw your Instagram. We might start the Bush Doctor channel, but... Yeah, there's a Discord. But technically, I don't have a room. The room is under my name. or might be even, I don't even know what the room's called. The room was created by John Smith for the Man of Letters squad. So definitely shout out to John Smith for creating the Discord. Also, Yesenia, that's beautiful. Judgment, the decisiveness aspect of it conflicts with the expansiveness of asking. I like that a lot, actually. Luis Gonzalez, the Pareto principle. I've heard of that many times. Calling me someone's bush doctor makes me sound like someone that does, what is it, Brazilian waxes? Is that where they take care? Is that where they basically doctor your bush? If that case, could you imagine if I started my own spot where I was doing bikini waxes, and I named the joint the Bush Doctor? T-shirts, John Smith, write that down. Man of Letters T-shirt, the Bush Doctor. Wink, wink. John is the real MVP, yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about the respect and boundaries thing in a second, because that's... Alright. Yes, it's a microphone. This is a microphone and not a sex toy. Because I think that was what the confusion was last time. I don't know how. I don't know what kind of sex toys you guys have been rolling with. Because that is a big-ass fucking sex toy. If that's what you got it confused with. So, holy hopscotch Batman. If... Anywho. Hold on. I gotta check something real quick. I got a text message I need to listen to, y'all. 1 second. Intermission. Talk amongst yourselves. My son has a cold or something right now. I think I fucked him up. I got super hot, so I opened the window, and then it got super fucking cold, and it was all cold in the room, and I think he got the sniffles. And he's 8 months old, so he was all like... But anywho. Can you guys hear the Gregorian chants in the background right now? Is that a nice touch, or is it too much? Because I'm feeling like a monk right now. Which I like. I like feeling like a monk most of the time. After all, I do study the Hermetic philosophy, which makes me somewhat of a hermit. Where are we? Spalding. That's funny. I know what a bush doctor is, Elizabeth. It's like a African medicine man with plants. But I was just making a joke. Hee hee ha ha. Dominique, are you a Brazilian wasker? Wasker. I got excited, I'm sorry. I am a Brazilian waxer. Well, Dominique, I think we just stepped your game up right now. We should change the name of your, or at least get you a business card that says that you're the bush doctor. Gaping is the word. Alchemy of life. I wanted to use that word, but it didn't. Because I know how you guys are with your uncontrolled emotions, especially with this Aries moon we got going here. That's going to fire up some shit if I use the word gaping. But now I used it, so it's out there. It's out there. Anywho. Yes, it is a real microphone. Watch this. Watch. Alright. Alright. A dildo. Alright, the elephant. Speaking of elephants, the elephant in the room, the dildo wouldn't tap if I headbutted it, unless it was a dildo microphone. In which case that would. I might use that, I'm not sure. Anywho, let's get into some real shit for a second, and then we can joke around some more. JHDZ, what was the comment he left? All right, you guys, there's something we'll get back to the microphone, but there's something really important that you guys should really fucking know about manifestation. What did he say? I can't remember the comment. I don't feel like scrolling through my phone. It was something like, oh, he was trying to manifest respect and boundaries, but all he ended up doing was getting into fights and shit. That's exactly what happens, you guys. I haven't figured out the mechanics of it. And I actually was first introduced to this thought by Bashar. Shout out to the Pleiadians or whoever the fuck he channels, if he's actually channeling them. But here was the thought. It was called mirroring. Shameless self-promotion. I wrote about it in my book, Mirroring. That the first thing the universe does when you ask for something, and you ask for it as you should, is it manifests the opposite. So, the homie wanted boundaries. He wanted stronger boundaries. How? How do you expect to have strong boundaries if you've never had a chance to test your boundary skills? And this is exactly what happens when you guys wish for something, and then all of a sudden the opposite happens. Right? You want to lose weight, but all of a sudden everyone's offering you dessert and shit. You want to give up drinking for the month. Like, this is what would happen to me. I want to give up drinking this month, randomly. All of a sudden, everyone has a fucking birthday of the month that I want to give up drinking. So just beer all over the place. Whenever we want something to happen, the opposite is strengthened because of the rhythm and the natural swings of creation. The light will always equal the dark will always equal the light. You want boundaries, you're going to have your boundaries tested. If you're not tested, it means nothing. Now, if you're on an island, say you chain smoke cigarettes, you get stranded on an island, someone finds you 5 years later, you've been living off of coconuts and fucking fish or something. I don't know, you're doing shit on the island with fish and coconuts. You're wearing coconut bras, seducing coconut fish, eating the fish, siren style. Anywho, someone picks you up 5 years from now and you go, I quit smoking. Look at me. Smoking ain't got a hold on me. I am all that is man. I've been smoking a pack a day since I was 17 to go on cold turkey. Well, no shit. You were stranded on an island wearing coconut bras, seducing crabs for food. You were not tested. Can you really say that you gave up smoking cigarettes when you were stuck on a deserted island? No, you can't. There's nothing righteous. There's nothing courageous. There's nothing powerful or self-invigorating about giving up something that was taken away from you. Right? That's just fucking silly. Right? You can only be courageous when fear is present. This is another reason why opposites exist. You can only be courageous when fear is present. I love roller coasters. There's nothing courageous about me going on a roller coaster. My brother is terrified of roller coasters. He has all the courage by going on the roller coaster. My brother and I both get into a roller coaster. One of us is courageous. The other is just doing everyday shit. See what I'm saying? That is exactly why when you asked for boundaries, the opposite showed up. Because you were being tested. The universe was saying, prove yourself, motherfucker. Try to say it in a Samuel L. Jackson voice. So prove yourself, motherfucker. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name is the law when I lay my vengeance upon thee. I'm making YouTube videos, but I'm low-key auditioning for the next Quentin Tarantino movie. If any of you guys have plugs, give me a shout-out. I would really appreciate that. Anywho, I just gave you guys a secret of the universe, and you're probably still talking about fucking gaping and shit. Also, everyone hit the like button. Be a homie. Come on, there's 35 of us. I don't know how many likes there are, but there should be at least 35 likes in here with 35 people. Third Eye, what up? Venus Morning Star. You know that's funny? Venus is the morning star, which is another name for Thoth the Atlantean. Did you know that, Venus Morning Star? That he also goes by Morning Star, which is Venus. Coincidentally enough, you know who else goes by the Morning Star? Satan. Lucifer, aka the bringer of light, which is why Venus is called the Morning Star, because it's the first star in the morning, the bringer of the first light. Bringer of light, Lucifer. Thoth. Coincidence? I don't know. I'm not sure. By the way, there's 36 people in the room. 3 plus 6 equals 9. 9 is the God number. Shout out to the squad. Whatever, everybody. Also, if you're new, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Unless all 36 of you are from the squad. If that's the case, fuck yes. That's awesome. But if some of you guys are new, first of all, actually, introduce yourself. We have a good thing going here. My name is Keith, your man of letters, here to bring you knowledge, information, and hopefully, at the least, a bit of entertainment. The channel is helped out by the homie John Smith. We got some Alchemy's the homie, Dominique is the homie, Salavi Studios, she ain't here, but or he or she, can't remember, is the homie. We got a bunch of homies in here. They're all cool people. Introduce yourself. Take your shoes off. Stay a while. Pack yourself some oregano. And oregano isn't code for anything else. Oregano is. Oregano is actually oregano. You know what I mean? It's OG oregano. It's that homegrown California Golden Sunshine State OG gangsta oregano. My yoni balls are not hidden on the. I'm pretty sure you'd have to stick yoni balls in your ass for them to work as a man. So I definitely don't have yoni balls hanging around. Don't think. I have the perfume bottles that I've been selling that I guess could be used as butt plugs if you're into that kind of thing. Oh God, I'm way behind the comments again. Good luck with the schooling, Dominique. I need to start a side job on campus waxing. There you go. Bush doctor. Destiny, that's a good theory you got going there. Oh my God. You guys are sharing quite a bit of information. I'm happy that you guys feel comfortable enough to share your bush doctor experiences. That's interesting. Destiny. I like the balance. Oh, man. How does prayer tie into manifestation? Well, Diamond Blue, that's a good question that was asked 10 minutes ago. 3 minutes to give me. Oh my god, Third Eye 7, that's fucking brilliant. Can you imagine that? You're just like, hey, universe, hey, I'm in my room by myself. I hope no one's listening. I hope no one's listening to me, to this thing I would really like to give up, because I really think it would be better if I gave it up. I would love to give up oregano, universe. You listening? Anyone listening? No Emites, Yesenia? No what? No Emite. What's an Emite? Emites? You speaking in riddles again? Dale. Third Eye, I'm not familiar with reality magic, at least not by that name. Jose Rodriguez, we fucking talked about a lot of stuff tonight. If you guys are just checking in, let me see if I can give a 1 minute synopsis. I've never been able to do that, by the way. Okay, Jesus in the book, for those of you just checking in, we'll recap. Jesus says you have to blend both mind and your emotions. And what's my twist on that, or not my twist, but what I would like to bring to light on that is to see how often the mind is demonized in New Age thought, which is an awful thing to do. The emotions are only half the battle. The mind is only half the battle. Mind is masculine, emotions feminine. You need them both. You need them both. You need them both to be successful. The emotions provide the raw energy, the power. The mind provides direction of that energy, of that power. So when Jesus says, when the Bible says, ask and you shall receive, the Bible doesn't tell you how you should ask. The Gospel of Thomas, he does tell you. The answer, how you ask, is two different parts. One, you can't use words. At least not human words. I can't say. Here's a good example. The word for love in English is love. The word for love in Spanish is amor. So, obviously, they're two completely different fucking sounds that are coming out of your mouth. So, no, that would make no sense that love will bring you love, that amor will bring you love. No. It's two parts. One is ask for something without judgment. The second part is be surrounded by the thing that you're asking for. Be surrounded by that thing in mind, body, and spirit. The conversations that you have, the movies that you watch, the books that you read, the people you surround yourself with. Do not judge, meaning do not think in terms of good and bad. Think, for me, how I interpret this is think in terms of what is pushing you towards the goal that you want and what is pushing you away from it. And this is where the mind comes in. So you can't go all emotions because your emotions are fickle. Your emotions change. But the mind is your willpower. That's polarizing. It's masculine. It's cutting everything else out and only focusing on one thing, which is not a good or a bad thing. But again, it's what's essential. So, example, I want to grow my channel to 10,000 subscribers in the next 2 months, let's say. So, in order to do, that's my goal. That's my definitive goal. 10K, my goal. One definitive goal. So that's the mind. Now the emotion is, what energies can I manifest to push me towards that goal? Again, not doing it with judgment. It's not saying, oh, it's bad to do that or it's good to do that. Just, hey, is that action leading me towards my goal? Yes? Great, keep doing it. Is that action or is that thought pushing me away from my goal? Yes. Great. Okay, don't do that. Not judging that thing, not saying, oh, it's bad, you can't do that, that's bad. Demon, stay away. We don't do that. All we do is it essential or not? Is it necessary or not? And that's all we've been talking about this whole time. Plus, gaping sex toys. disguised as microphones on my desk, and some other weird shit. Falling angel, and that was my planet. I'm vaping oregano. You can't vape oregano. I don't believe you. Just kidding. Oh yeah. You guys should definitely check out my book. And if you have gotten my book, leave a review on Amazon. That shit really helps. But or like Alchemy said, for the most part, 90% of what you should know about the Hermetic philosophy is in my Hermetic philosophy series on my YouTube channel, which is for free. Just go check that shit out. The book is cool too to have, just because it's cool to have books, but you don't necessarily have to. Gotta have an open mind, manipulators. I agree, but I don't know what we're talking about because I'm sure you left that comment. Ooh, it's 808. My email is keithgarcia808@gmail. Anywho. That was a perfect time to add that comment, John Smith. Jesus said, when you make the two one, you will become the sons of man. And when you say mountain, move away, it will move away. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the powerhouse of a line from the Gospel of Thomas. The Gospel of Thomas. Thanks be to God. Whenever you in Catholic Church, they would read from like the Book of Mark, like so said Mark in the Book of Mark or something like that, and then everyone would say, "Thanks be to God," and you make the sign of the cross on the forehead, the mouth, and then the heart. It's like you seal the mind, body, spirit. Anywho, good answer, Dominique. Depends on the eye. If your left eye twitches, it means you want to listen to some OG TLC. Digging on me, digging on you, digging on you, baby, baby, who's baby, baby? It's on like that, it's on like that. Gotta get in love with something like that. Oh, digging on you, digging on you, digging on me, baby, baby, who's baby, baby? Please tell me someone knows what song I'm singing. That would make me really happy. Oh, Huey, that's too precious, Huey. That is too precious. Play her some TLC. Be like, digging on you, digging on me, digging on you, baby, baby, who's baby, baby? Dominic, I know. My mom used to always listen to that album. Was it the Crazy Sexy Cool album? And I probably put it on once or twice a year. And I'm transported. I'm in my car like, how's the red light special go? Red light special all through the night. Baby, I'm yours. If you want it tonight, I'll give you the red light special all through the night. What was another banger for that one? Creep. So I creep, yeah, just creeping on the down low, 'cause nobody else supposed to know.